Marvin, these are all big fights, but Robert Whittaker is a former champion, sort of a legend in this division. I'm curious how you're feeling heading into this Saturday night, and what do you think about Rob as an opponent? One second, Marvin, the mic's still not working.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's definitely an experienced opponent, but I feel very, very confident. And I'm not underestimating him, but yeah, man, I have a few aces on the sleeves that he's not going to know that I have. And, you know, like he's definitely very good, but with that being said, he's the same fighter that he was like a year ago. He's the same fighter that he was in his last fight. I'm not. Like, I keep improving. I'm more hungry. And, you know, like, I'm on my way up. I don't believe he is. So, that's the biggest difference there.
Do you think that's something that you can take? Not that you're not a confident guy, but is that something you can take confidence from, where you think, hey, I'm still improving. I don't see this guy improving. He might be sort of starting to plateau here. So I know I can go in there and do different things than he can at this point.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that shows not just in our not just in the fight. That's in everywhere. Like in my training, I go in and I want to get better. I'm giving it my all. Like it's different when you want to just cruise. You know, I mean, you know, he's a great fighter, and you know, I don't believe that he goes into training cruising. But like the hunger is way different. Like what I want is not what, like, you know, we're different. Like I said, I'm on my way up, and he's not. That's it.
When you look at the fight itself, are you expecting more of a grapple-heavy fight, or do you think you can go out there and get into a war with this guy? Do you think he's going to try and avoid you and use his range? Where do you think this fight takes place on Saturday? How does it go?
He can't grapple with me. He can't grapple and be successful with me. He just can't. So he'll try, and I welcome it if he does. But he really can't. I can. And I can do anything in that fight, and I will, because it's MMA at the end of the day. And but yeah, man, like I said, I think I match up very bad for him. Like my skills match up very well for myself against him, and the way that I fight will drain him, will make him do mistakes, and I'll capitalize on those. You know.
What's on the line for the winner here? Right, both of you have fought Izzy. Both of you didn't beat him then. So do you guys kind of have to hope that Alex Pereira beats him in November, or do you think, hey, look, I'll just keep fighting, keep winning, and eventually he will have to fight me one more time?
Yeah, I mean, I don't plan things like that, but like, I want Pereira to win just because it would excite me more as a next challenger eventually. And I think that will happen, because after this, I mean, I'm going to establish myself as #1 contender. I mean, what's left for me? I'll pretty much fought everybody. And, yeah, I mean, I think it will be undeniable another title shot with a great performance against Whittaker, you know. But yeah, I mean, like, Adesanya, it's over, man. Nothing excites me about that guy. Of course, I'll get my win against him before I'm done with all this, but, yeah, man. I mean, the things that he can do best now is painting his nails. I definitely like more Pereira, and you know, the way he carries himself and the way he goes about fighting and all that. Like not much bullshit, just straight bad motherfucker type of thing, and that's it.
Not into the painted nails look, no.
Oh hell no, man! Come on. This old wave gotta change, man. This old wave we're going. It's not good.
A guy you have fought, Paulo Costa, he said that he wanted to fight the winner of this fight. I'm curious, after everything that happened with you last time, you know, the weight and all that crazy stuff, is that even something you would ever entertain again, or do you think, no, screw that guy?
But then he changed. This guy just like, I think he changed opinion again. He's like, this guy, like, someday will... I'm actually a fan of his Twitter, I'm not going to lie. His Twitter is so fucking funny. So, I don't know. I don't think he deserved it. Not after a fight like that, especially. It's not in my mind right now.
You didn't. What did you think of his fight with Luke?
It was nice to watch from a fan point of view, but that was like from a fighter, elite fighter point of view, there wasn't much. I mean, it was an all-out war, not much game planning, not much. When you go to war, you got to have a plan and you got to stick to the plan. And yes, things can go wrong and you can make adjustments, but you got to have an underlying plan. That thing was just like a brawl, like both people there was like no managing of energy, no game plan. Like when he got him hurt, he took him down. Like it was just like an all-out brawl, like messy slugfest kind of thing,
Marvin, just over here. You mentioned about Adesanya. What did you make of his past performance against Cannonier?
0. It's delusional shit. People left before the fight finished. I was there. Bullshit. Came out with all that doing that thing. So he did the same thing with me. Come out with a samurai thing. Oh, I'm gonna revenge, like do it for my friend. Didn't do nothing. It's over.
And given his history with Pereira, how do you see that fight unfolding at UFC 281?
I really hope he goes out on another oxygen mask. But and I think it can happen because that's going to be a kickboxing fight. With that being said, I'm done talking about this guy, to be honest.
And you said Pereira obviously interests you the most in terms of that matchup there. How do you see yourself matching up with him if he was, of course, to take the title from Izzy?
Well, because I think I would match up well. I'm definitely more complete, but he's a hell of a fighter. He's a hell of a fighter. I respect him. But yeah, we like with any other opponent, I would game plan, and I would be super ready, and I'll come in and give him my best and walk away with a win.
And what have you made of his climb through the division? Of course, he's had that previous history with Israel, and that's kind of made him kind of bypass perhaps a few people in the division.
Yeah, but I mean, Strickland is not. He's not like a champ, Like I train with Strickland a lot. Like Strickland's solid. It might be not, but he might be crazy, but he's good. And so I mean, you beat a guy like that, you deserve the spot you're in, And then I understand it, This is not like an Olympic sport where there's like an 8-man tournament and it's all first go with the second, third go with the fourth and things like this. So he skipped the line because he put him on an oxygen mask on a stretcher the last time they fought. So I understand that.
And of course, going back to your fight with Robert Whittaker this weekend, of course, this was supposed to be in Singapore for UFC 275. What was your initial reaction when you first heard that fight was off?
I was pissed because this happens too many times, but to be honest, I think I'm more ready now than how I would have been back in June, to be honest. So it played out actually good.
And at that time, you did call out, you were trying to get another fight. You were calling out Till and even Hamza as well. What was the thought process behind that?
Well, yeah, because when I'm preparing for a fight and then that falls off, I'm really trying to fight anybody at that point. It's this is how I am. So I was just calling out everybody, but I don't think I ever even called out Darren Till. He's actually completely irrelevant at this point, I think, in the division. He's literally 0. Delusional also. He can't even, how are we even talking about him? We can just talk about him just because he's helping Khamzat getting ready, but he hasn't been fighting in a long time. He's done. I don't think, to be honest, he's going to ever come back with any decent opponent. So that fight doesn't make any sense. With Khamzat, yeah, man. I mean, I would love to fight him later on for sure. Let's see if he stays down, if he comes up. But yeah, for sure, Khamzat. That's a fight that excites me too.
What did you think about him being matched up with Nate Diaz? How do you think that goes down?
I mean, obviously he's the favorite, but I think more like if he would have fought Diaz before he fought Durinho, Diaz would have had more time because he would be so full of himself. He might would have gassed, and then if he was a 5-rounder, Nate maybe could have capitalized. But now he knows. I believe if he's a little bit smart, he he realized things are not like when I'm fighting chumps in the gym and I'm just gonna run over them, over and over. If you fight somebody very solid, so of course he's the favorite. Of course, yeah. I mean, everybody on his last fight of the contract, they get I'm speaking for Nate. They get another OG or something like that. He's getting an up and comer, but yeah, it's a fun fight. That's it.
And then going back to this weekend, how do you see yourself getting your hand raised this Saturday?
I'm gonna try to really finish him, either submission or striking or knockout. If not, I'll be dominant. I'll be very dominant.
Thank you.
Thank you.
In terms of your last fight against Paulo Costa, you proved that you were pretty game no matter what, all the weight increases, you saved the event. Have you seen a difference in how the fans receive you now since that fight?
Yeah, but yeah, a little bit.
Fair enough. And, Costa went on to fight Rockhold recently. You mentioned it was a good fight for fans. What did you think of the blood smear at the end of that fight from Rockhold?
Weird.
I mean, if you were in that situation, how do you think you would have reacted?
I would have not been in that situation with Rockhold on top of me.
Fair enough. Thanks.
Hey Marvin, what's up? We are live on Twitch. This is one question for our viewers. First of all, what do you want to say for the French fans, since MMA and UFC is pretty young in France, and maybe they don't know you about you, what they can expect from you in the cage, in the octagon on Saturday?
They should know the best European fighter. A lot of action, a lot of action, and a great fight.
All right, and have you got an eye on a French fighter also in the same weight category as you, Nassourdine Mavov, who is also fighting on Saturday? Would you think it could be a great matchup for a 100% European fight in the future?
He's all right. He got a long way to go still.
All right, thank you.
Ciao Marvin.
Ciao, Caro.
Two Italian fighters are competing on the main card. What does it mean for Italian MMA?
Yeah, it's great. It's great that two Italian fighters are fighting in Europe, and they're both on the same card. It's nice. I said it Italy has to be next. This was one of my two big goals when I entered the UFC, and one was to bring the UFC to Italy. The second one was to become the first Italian UFC champion. So we definitely I believe I'll make both happen. But the first, bringing it to Italy, it's also a big dream of mine, and I'll be campaigning hard, and we're gonna make it happen.
How long before it happens, in your opinion?
I don't know. We gotta ask Dana or the higher powers of the UFC, But I'm definitely gonna do my best, and Saturday night is gonna be a big step towards it.
I was just wondering whether you and Di Chirico had some training sessions together.
Yeah. Yeah, before we started camp, before I started camp, I was in Italy for like 10 days or so, and he came up. We trained a little bit, and now it was good. It was good. It was a great training session, and it was right at the beginning of the camp. That's it. We just exchanged some knowledge, and yeah, man. I mean, wish him nothing but the best.
And last one for me, un messaggio per I fan italiani.
Grandi ragazzi, voglio sentirvi tutti quando saremo in arena a fare un mega casino.
Grazie. Thank you, Mark.
Prego.
Hi, Marvin. Good morning.
Morning.
Whittaker said earlier this week that he's playing with the idea of maybe going up to 205. I was thinking, you just said you fought most of the guys at 185. Is that something you might be interested in as well?
Well, that was funny first, because I don't think he's ever going to go to 205.
No.
But, yeah, I mean, eventually we'll see, but it's not in my mind right now. You know, I started as a 185er, and I'm not the guy that like change routes just because it's hard. And so I'm staying here for sure. But, you know, 205 is good. Eventually, I'd like that too.
Yeah, you did fight at 205 once, even though it wasn't planned that way.
Yeah.
Did you feel comfortable there?
Yeah, I mean, weight, it's overrated, you know? Like, for years, I was battling Verdum in that little fucking cage at Kings. So, no knee pads. He tried to take my head off for years, and I'm still alive. So, I don't think there is too much of like much worse than that, you know?
Enough for now, then. Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you.